Hello, my dear friends. It's great to see you all today. If my thing will it's not working. I don't know. How's everyone doing? It's great to see everyone. So back on the Kiely Rodni case, and I've got a few things that I want to go over and a few cases that I wanted to highlight today. It's great to see everyone. Thank you so much for being here. I am going live a little bit earlier than I normally do for a couple reasons. One is, oh, thank you, Penelope. It's great to see everyone. Um, one reason is I am changing my studio area. And the second reason is because school starting soon. So with that being said, that is all good, Janelle. I'm glad it's a good time for you. It's not the best time for views, but it is what it is. It's the story is out there, and that's the main thing that we are here. I will be going live on my second channel for a little bit tonight. Um, so yeah, we'll be doing that a little bit tonight. So that should we'll see how that goes. Thank you guys for joining me. So we do know that obviously Kiely is missing and she has not been found as of yet. So last night, we were talking about the registered SOs in the area. And, I was like, come on, guys, let's get it together. Like there was a bunch of non-compliant unregistered SOs. So it was just very interesting today that the locals, the local police department is now, let me find it. Here you go. Now talking about, and they just tweeted this about 5 hours ago. As part of the investigation into Kiely Rodni's disappearance, Truckee Police, along with PCSO and regional law enforcement partners, conduct you know what, SOs compliant sweeps throughout the Truckee North Tahoe area. So that is register SOs. I can't say it on here. They don't like it, but it starts with SEXOFFENDER. Um, so that somebody put SO. So that's what that is. So, they are looking into this. They are looking into this. It's something that, you know, my crew, ICU, and all of us was looking into, and we were like, holy hell, there is a lot of non-compliant registered, you know what. So, they have to think at least, and they're actually saying that this is part of the investigation. So I thought that was very interesting. Uh, hopefully that they will do better with keeping the SOs registered in their counties. Were her windows tinted in the back? I don't know, Julie, to be honest with you. Yes, and that is true. That one of the uh, SOs that we were talking about last night, very vile, and he liked to keep them captive. So it just shows that they are really digging in, and one second. So that they are really digging in and trying to search for Kiely. And this could be because you don't know who was at that party. You know what I mean? I mean, they may have found, you know, SOs and registered SOs in the area. So there's that. Now, let me see what this says. Did that? Okay, I moved with it. Okay, just making sure. It says over the past several days, we've received duplicate tips, citizens, and has slowed our detectives down from pursuing credible leads. Please read full post here. Time to say what's going on. Evil Exists spoke to Katie Canoe. I was not at the party. Kiely and Sammy were never. Wow, that's interesting. So I'm assuming this is from Evil Exists. Credit is due to them. And this is on Twitter. And this comes from a lady named Kate. And she says, I was not at the party. Kiely and Sammy were never really friends. Mags is her best friend. Kiely and I are close friends. So that's interesting. In my opinion, Sammy does not seem like a close friend, in my opinion. Sorry, hit the wrong button. But they just don't seem. Yes, I see you, Jagger. Yes, he said the same thing. Scorpio says she doesn't trust Kate. I really don't know that much about Kate, to be honest with you. I haven't really dug down the rabbit hole. Am I the only wondering about the 5 kids who forcibly tried to get one of the girls to do a bong rip? I think they should be looked into. Yeah. I mean, literally every single human being should be looked into, in my opinion. Molly is fine. I think she's in here. I think she lost her voice a little bit. So I think she's giving her voice a little bit of a rest. That's what she had said earlier to me. Something, somebody sent me something. Okay. I want to show you guys this. I wasn't planning on to because I got a lot to get to, but I'm going to go ahead and do it. This is Jagger's Instagram. And as you can tell, this is, I don't know how long, oh God, this was from 2016. But it says Jagger wrestle at skate park having fun sparring. I told, so I think he means I took some good hits to the ribs. And someone called Yes You AU fucker. You can edit it. And Jagger says took not told. Okay. So that was 2016. So that was like 6 years ago. But he's got a lot of what is that? I guess that was from 2016. I don't think he's really active much anymore on Oh, thank you so much, Penelope. I really think there may have been, yes, we're going to talk about that. That's what we're getting into. Very much so, Penelope. Yes. So I just wanted to show you guys that briefly. Um, for sure. Thank you so much, Penelope, for that super chat. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. Thank you. Hey, Kimberly. Yes, the mods will put the link to the other channel for sure. Thank you. Okay, so um, let's talk about. So the title of the video was how uh, Kiely Rodni and Heche could kind of be linked, and what that is referring to is, so what is it? 10 to Life was, she did a short little video this morning, and she was talking about the laced drugs that are coming over the border, but more importantly and very scary, they are literally making them look like candy, like even like fruity pebbles looking stuff. And this stuff kills you. Like touching it, just like touching a little bit of it, absorbing it through your skin can kill you in the blink of a just the blink. And so yeah, there is a lot, and I mean a lot of recent, very, very recent out west this going on. They are making it to look like through prescription pills. They are making it to look like candy. They are lacing it to make it colorful. Um, and they are trying to get the next generation hooked on this horrible, horrible stuff. Next month, I will be clean 10 years. And I am so thankful that I got clean. But I will say that once that drug of whatever you were addicted to, the addiction activates in your body, I say, um, you're never the same. You are never the same again. It alters your brain forever. Forever. Thank you all. I appreciate it. Um, and I can't imagine what my children face, what your children face as they grow up. And that is, congratulations, be crook. Thank you. Uh, so we have to talk to our kids. Thank you, Penelope. I appreciate it, honey. Thank you. I am proud. I'm very proud. And it's just one of those things that we have to talk to our kids and monitor what they're doing, who they're hanging around with, literally until they're 18 years old. I get it. They get a little bit more freedom as they get older, but thank you, Lori. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. Um, along for the ride. Addiction is a demon. It absolutely is a demon. And it was the hardest struggle that I've ever been through. Um, that is for sure. But I knew I wasn't going to have kids and be addicted to anything. And that's just, I got clean a year before, a little over a year before, year and a half before my kids were born. So I wasn't bringing it, wasn't going to do it. Takes you back to Skittles in the summer's well case, yeah. So we're going to talk about that. Anne Heche, God rest her soul and thank her for being an organ donor, for giving life even in her death, that there was organs available, that were viable for her, for others in her death. But she did have, um, I believe it was cocaine, um, yeah, cocaine and fentanyl in her system. Yeah, koala. We're going to talk about. I'm going to show you guys shortly about this. Literally, what it looks like, and you would think it's candy. Yes. Um, when the government started cracking down on opioid, even when the ones of us who try, that is exactly right. Navy vet for the broken. So whenever the government started cracking down on opioids, um, they were taking it away from like 75 and 80-year-olds, saying you're going to, I mean, I took care of my grandmother biologically, but she was my mother until the day that she died. I took care of her for the last 3 years of her life. And I had twin boys. Thank you, Kristen. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you so much. It's very kind of you. I had twin boys, and I had my grandmother, and I would literally be pushing a double stroller and a wheelchair at the same time in the stores. But I did it. And it was hard. It was so freaking hard. But I took care of all of them. But my grandmother, through the last year or two, she was like, maybe the last 5 years she was on some pain medicine, but the last year they upped her pain medicine. And that's when the opioids was really getting cracked down on. And they said, well, you might get addicted to them. And I'm like, she's 83 fucking years old. I don't care if she's addicted to them. She's dying. You know what I mean? So thank God they didn't take hers away for her, because I don't know. But um, it's just one of those things. Uh, our twins were born by surrogacy. Yes, it was a lot of caregiver stress. It was a lot. Having newborn twins and then my grandmother. Yeah, it was a lot, to say the least. But I wouldn't change it for the world. So TMZ reports, and a lot of other. This isn't just the only one that is reported. Plus, the coroner has announced this, I believe. Um, LAPD, yeah, source tells TMZ the department has tested the blood they drew from Anne and admitted that was admitted to the hospital. And in addition to cocaine, they also found fentanyl. Now, what they do to these if it's cocaine, they even put it in some marijuana now. And what they do is they'll lace it with a little bit of fentanyl, which you'll think, oh God, this is better. This is better. Whatever this one's got is better. And they don't even realize half the time, I think, if they're doing, coke, that it's in there. They just, so they just think it's better. um but yeah, Anne had that in there. But we go back to Kiely, and I want to show you guys some stuff. You're going to be shocked, because 10 to Life originally, reported on this, but I want to show you because I think it's important that we see this. Hold on one second. Is it still there? Yeah. Okay. Now look at this.
In tonight's report on the southern border crisis, a flurry of struggles, massive illegal crossings with grim images of the harsh journey, human smuggling, and the ever-rising fentanyl crisis. All of this comes as the president's critics note he still has yet to visit the border area. Correspondent Bill Malugin is in Eagle Pass, Texas again tonight.
I have to pause it every so often. I apologize. But if you are on fentanyl, dig your grave. Because it is one you will 100% die if you do not get clean. 100%. You will die. And this is the thing, and I can't tell you how many I have seen. I know a lot of people locally. My state, West Virginia. I'm almost in Virginia, but I'm really on the border. But West Virginia is the most overdosed. Hello. Hold on one second. I'm live. I'm live. I'm live. Yes, I'm live. Sorry, guys. Yes. Sorry. Sorry. Um, how far am I from Maryland? Well, I'm on the border of, like, I literally live on the border of West Virginia and Virginia. So I would say 3.5 hours from Maryland. I'm only 2.5 hours from Rogersville. So I'm right in those areas. And I have seen so many of these kids get clean. No, I'm not a single daddy. I've been with my husband for 16 years. 16 years. But I've seen so many of these kids get clean. And then the problem with drugs is we tend to relapse, especially if you've if it's been like your first time you relapsed or the second time, sometimes it takes a few times to get clean and stay clean. And then when they get clean, they end up doing the dose that they did before, thinking their body can handle it. And that is how most of these kids die. Or they do it one time and they're dead. They do it at a party. They do it with peer pressure. Are you life chaos? That's funny. Um, Fentanyl is everywhere. It's everywhere in the world. But in app particular, it's just everywhere. It's just everywhere. But let's go ahead. I have to pause this thing every so often, but I'll stop talking because we need to watch this. It's very important.
Two major fentanyl smuggling busts in Nogales, Arizona, 2 days in a row. CBP agents at the port of entry there seizing 15,000 colored fentanyl pills today and 250,000 colored fentanyl pills yesterday. CBP says those pills resemble candy, and the Nogales port director expressed concerns that, quote, this could be the start of a trend with transnational criminal organizations targeting younger users. In Mexico, this shocking photo shows 150 migrants being smuggled in a trailer to the U.S. border. It was stopped by Mexican authorities with the help of Border Patrol as the migrants were headed for the Del Rio sector of the U.S. border. That sector is home to Eagle Pass, Texas, where Fox News witnessed another day of mass illegal crossings. This part of a huge single group of 300 migrants that crossed illegally during the early morning hours, almost all of them single adults. On the other side of town, more of the same. This single group of 150 also crossing illegally into Eagle Pass. In a 24-hour span from Wednesday to Thursday, there were more than 2,000 illegal crossings here in the Del Rio sector. Fox News cameras witnessed migrants using a rope to cross the river, some carrying infants with them. 3 bodies were pulled from the river in Eagle Pass on Wednesday alone.
Bottom line is President Biden does not care about anyone along the border, certainly doesn't care about the Hispanic community. This administration has abandoned the Hispanic community.
Okay. So I don't I'm not trying to talk about politics or anything. I'm trying to talk about fentanyl, just an FYI. So I don't want anyone. That's not my. I really avoid politics. That's the one I don't get into. Um, but you see that fentanyl looks like candy, and they think this little jelly belly looking thing, you know, couldn't get me that high. And they are marketing it to younger and younger and younger. So they become a customer. Absolutely, Jennifer. And that's a good point. Um, Prescribed fentanyl is much different than street fentanyl as well. Uh, Prescribed fentanyl is um, used for generally terminally uh, for terminal care. Um, so that is what prescription fentanyl. And the difference is with prescription fentanyl, it is made in a lab. You know exactly how many milligrams, where it's made from, the batch number, everything. Now, with street fentanyl, you have no idea. You have no idea. And I truly feel like this is something, in my opinion, with Kiely, drug related. They are this is all over the news right now. Yes, Mama Bear. It's given after a serious surgery too. I don't. Some of you know this, some of you don't. I volunteer for hospice, so fentanyl is given every single day. At hospice. Um, yes, it's used for medical procedures or pain, terminal generally. Yes, and there's the patches, there's liquid. Dangerous fentanyl is that's why it's not available in pill form as pharmacist anymore. Exactly. Yes. Exactly. The patches generally last about 3 days. A lot is from China, yes, and a lot is from Russia. Russia produces a lot of fentanyl. Um, North Korea produces a lot of fentanyl. Russia also produces flakka. It's huge. That's where the flakka generally came from. The flakka and the is a crocodile, alligator, something like that. I don't know. Yeah. So thank you. All right. Now there is another article that I wanted to show y'all, or a video rather. It's just that, the drugs just keep getting stronger and stronger. And also, Americans use, I think we use 70, I think it's like 70% of the world's pain medicine. And we are only approximately 4% of the world's population. So it's not that we have more pain than anybody else, like physical pain. It's just that we use more. And that says a lot. It really does say a lot. Where was that? Here we go. And this is an article by the New York Post. Thousands of rainbow fentanyl pills resembling candy seized across U.S. And it is extremely bad out west right now, and that's because it's closer to the Mexican border. And this was more than 15,000 candy-looking pills were discovered strapped to someone's leg in some port in entry in Arizona Wednesday. So when they get one person with 15,000 pills, there's at least probably 500 more that they didn't get. As far that was a comment. As far as I'm aware, it's only just coming into New Zealand. Our main drug that is prevalent is meth. Yes. I hope. Yes, crocodile has fentanyl as well in it. It has, I mean, literally everything in it. It's terrible. It's terrible. That shows you how strong addiction is. Your arm can be literally rotting off Thank you for subscribing to my second page. I appreciate it. Your arm can be literally being rotting off, flesh falling off, and you'll still take the drug because your brain tells you to. All right, let's watch this.
Fentanyl pills that look just like candy.
And tonight, we're learning these deadly rainbow pills are also showing up in the D.C. region. Fox 5's Lindsay Watts explains.
Angie and Jim, what's so disturbing about these pills is they look like sweet tarts or chewable vitamins, and they are clearly being made to appeal to kids. The fentanyl pills you see here were found in and around D.C. over the summer, according to our local DEA field office. You can see the pills as well as the powder. The pills are crushed up in the lab to test them. In Oregon recently, colored fentanyl was seized that looked like sidewalk chalk. The DEA wants to put out a warning, especially ahead of school starting. This is just another way people making and selling these illegal drugs are marketing them to young people. We've seen teenagers overdosing and dying across the country and here in our region, often after taking a single pill. I spoke by phone to the field intelligence manager for the DEA Washington division about what they've been seeing.
Look at that. Seriously, look at that. That does not look harmful. It doesn't look harmful. And how many people even get, I mean, one of those tablets, just one of those tablets right there is a lot of fentanyl. And I mean a lot. One of those tablets. It's not like you just eat the whole tablet. Oh my God, it would kill. Probably one of those tablets is enough to kill 500 people or more. Yeah, some people I say they look like vitamins, sweet tarts, that kind of thing. Yes, they melt them down, they inject them, they mix them with Coke. They do a bunch of this stuff. And as you've seen, these were found over the summer in DC. Where did they just get them? Just literally a bus that was just happened yesterday, I think it was 2 days ago in Arizona. So it is literally from coast to coast, this fentanyl. It's very scary. I don't know why they want to kill potential drug clients. I'm confused why this is happening. Well, it's terrible. Thank you, Angela. You're very kind. There it is.
For the DEA Washington division about what they've been seeing.
Some of the multicolor pills that we've been testing in our labs recently, particularly a recent batch that appeared to be children's chewable vitamins, were tested by our lab as containing both fentanyl and methamphetamine. And so that is just an added layer of danger.
And she says increasingly they're finding animal tranquilizers mixed in as well. Just today, Border Patrol agents in Arizona say they seized over 15,000 of these.
Look at that. Oh my God. Look at that. Oh my God. Look at that. Just insanity. And you're right, Amy. The DEA, they can't do enough. I can say that. And that's why it's up to us. It's literally up to us to keep this away. Yes. It's never too early to start to talk about drugs. You don't have to use it as, you don't have to be, blunt about it, but you can start very early on, uh, you know, things that you should put in your mouth and that you shouldn't put in your mouth, like medicine at home, or if someone tries to give you something, talk to the kids. It's very important. Very important. Let's continue playing this.
These candy-like fentanyl pills that were strapped to someone's leg. Yesterday, at that same port of entry, agents say they seized 250,000 fentanyl pills, some of which were the rainbow colored. The DEA says now more than ever, people should only be taking pills prescribed by a doctor. There are just too many of these illegal, deadly pills being circulated, and they continue to take lives. Back to you.
Get closer and go farther.
I have saw them as well as them. Oh, I got some members. Yay, Grace. Thank you. Why is there two of them? I see two members up here. That's weird. Yay, thank you. Angela, thank you. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you. Yes, I believe, I think there's not one reason why it's like this today. In my opinion, the drug manufacturers, which is literally, I could literally talk about it till I am blue in the face, how they produced and pushed oxys and that kind of thing in the early 2000s. And they said they were not big pharma, bingo. They said that they were not habit forming, or not as habit forming, when they first came out in the early 2000s. So the doctors just handed them out like candy. Literally. Carry Narcan, absolutely. I agree. If you can get Narcan free. You can do it anywhere. I carry Narcan with me now, and the reason I do is there was this guy one time. I was sitting in my car at Lowe's. I was looking at my phone, and there was this guy who was, the cart racks that you put your cart back into. He was sitting on a cart rack, and he started doing this. He was just swaying, and I was like, this guy's going to fall off. Well, he falls off like that, and like turns freaking blue. And I'm still looking on my phone, and I get up, and I get out of my car, and I run to the thing, the cart carousel thing, and there was a nurse that happened to be there shopping, and she carried Narcan in her car, and she gave him 2 things of Narcan up his nose. And if she hadn't have been there, he would have been dead. He would have been dead. And the guy could not have been over 22 years old. And that is when I made a decision to carry Narcan with me. Because you don't know. where you're going to pass, where you're going to be. So it's a very important thing. You have to have Narcan filled here. Really? That's good. All right. So yeah, that's, Anne Heche and Kiely. It makes you wonder if something like this is possible. Anne Heche, she was driving. This was literally the last photo taken of her. The last photo taken of her. And then she gets in her car, or she's in her car. They was trying to help her here. And then she wouldn't accept any help. What are they pointing at there? I don't know what that arrow is. But it's Anne Heche leaves behind a 12. She was very talented. She leaves behind a 12-year-old and a 20-year-old. That was alcohol? Okay. Maybe like one of those little shot thingies or something. All right. Let me close out some of these windows. And I want to show you guys something. A Kentucky mother sentenced for throwing her newborn off a banister in a trash bag. It's hideous. Is a decent sized liquor bottle. It's crazy. Hopefully it's going to play.
A Southern Kentucky mother has been sentenced for the death of her child. Our county by county coverage at 5 begins in Clay County. Amber Bowling was sentenced yesterday to 40 years in prison. She pled guilty back in May. Kentucky State Police say Bowling put the baby boy in a garbage bag before throwing it over a banister in December of 2018. An autopsy showed the newborn suffered fractured ribs and cranial bleeding.
It's sad. It's sad, and it makes you. Justin, what did I see? What, Justin, did you see what I was tagged you in here in Adelina Mother? Turkey Boys in the. Oh my God, Crystal, really? Where did you tag me, on Facebook or? Yes, the child died, unfortunately. And the mother was on drugs. Goes back to the drugs. It seems like, to me, it always is drug related or a stepfather. There is another article in that. I want to see what she says about that case. On Facebook. Okay. I haven't been on Facebook in probably 2 days, so I will look for that though. But she was sentenced to 40 years, and the baby was a newborn baby. And this was from Clay County, Kentucky, so eastern Kentucky. Bowling placed the crying infant into a trash bag and threw it over the second-story banister of an apartment complex in Manchester. The newborn's remains were found by neighbors. So this is what this witch does. Almost as if the child was cat litter or something. Have you seen the clip of a caller on Nerd Report? They said they seen Kiely in LA. I hope that's true, but I would not. I mean, they should check it out to make sure see if it's credible. But when it comes to Kiely, if it is her, but I think that would be a miracle. But this woman, she throws the newborn in a bag, the kid's crying, and they found the child's remains. I believe it was the next day. So the witch just I don't even under freaking stand, to be honest with you. Like, when I hear these stories, I can't comprehend a real human being doing this, to be honest with you. I'm like, how do you walk back in your apartment after you threw your blood child or any living creature at all? How do you just throw it and go back to watching your soap opera or whatever you're watching? The coroner said the autopsy showed the infant died from injuries related to blunt force trauma. Not surprised. Bowling's arrest citation said that the infant had a cranial fracture, fractured ribs, and a brain bleed. She was indicted for 1 count of murder, and she received 40 years, and I hope she dies in there. And I'm not sorry. Not sorry about that at all. Oh, yes. I wanted to show you guys something. Crap, I forgot. Yes. How? How? It's just unfathomable to think that a human being can do this to any. Like, I hate snakes. I'm petrified of snakes. But I wouldn't even do that to a serpent. I just don't understand how you just walk back into your apartment. It's just something. I was moving on from Kiely, but I forgot I wanted to show you guys something. I get ahead of myself. So there's a video of a campsite, the party area. And I wanted to show this. And this is by Steve Fisher, campsite, then over water.mov. And I linked every article, credit and everything is in the description. And by the way, if you guys will please do me a favor and hit the thumbs up button. Come on, hit it, please. I would appreciate it. Will she serve the full 40 years? I hope. Her older two children daycare teacher came back from having a baby and said her baby died of SIDS. A few months later, she stopped working to grieve. The next day, she was on the news, sentenced to. Oh, wow. Yes, guys, if y'all will, thank you so much, Danielle, for hitting it. I appreciate it. It really, really, really helps the channel out. I want to show you guys this. It's it's very good videography. Steve Fisher did a wonderful job. I mean, as you can tell, I mean, he does incredible footage. And you know, it's a very secluded area, right? But it's very big, but I just have a feeling she's definitely not in that area, in my opinion. Yes. Yes, that is true. Fentanyl is the leading cause of death from 18 to 45, more than car crashes or any illness. Did you see, where was it? Did I see the TikTok footage saying they found the car? I don't think that's true as of now, because I mean, if you're talking about the one from yesterday, that TikTok video, I don't think that was real personally, but you know, there's a lot of water in the areas. 25 camping spots that will accommodate 6 people, 6 vehicles, 2 group spots, and a bathroom. Why pop a squat? And pop a squat means to pee, which Sammy was talking about. Which one, Selena? What do you mean? I think it was Molly. But look at this area. I mean, it's incredible. You know, it's beautiful. Because the bathrooms are disgusting. Yeah. Yeah, I don't. Sometimes I'd rather, yeah, probably pee in nature than sit at one of those porta potties, to be honest. I can understand that. My mother was addicted to patches, morphine, Xanax, and prescription. But it's just incredible. I see you. Can you find that? Let me see if it's. We're gonna. It's just humongous. I'm loading something. Where in the hell is that? I see you. Could you ask Vet Girl where that one article was from WSAZ that she sent me earlier? Because I want to play that. Like, I literally can't find it. Instagram. Yeah. Screenshot. So you get the point with this. Yes, Adventure with Purpose is arriving tonight, and I feel like you need my emails. I'll drop it. I'll check the. I'll just double check to make sure that see if the rumor mill is circulating or if that's something that's actually going around. Latest. Although our detectives have interviewed over 100 partygoers, they would still like more cooperation. The party also included visitors from out of town. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything as of about that being true whatsoever. Not at all. I'll check Placer County. Absolutely nothing. I see you. Can you please look at your text, please, please, please? The dive team starts tomorrow. If she is in the water, Can we see the top of my shirt? Sure. It's a little decorative. I like floral stuff. The name. Did you see this name, Nathaniel? What was he arrested for? Now, I can tell you this. Thank you, Island, for the super sticker. I greatly appreciate that. Oh, thank you, Sandy. Thank you, Teresa. Shit's about to get real. I'm going to tell you that. It is about to get real in the Kiely case. Because, like, the feds are, like, there's more. I think the feds are going to be doing some warrants very soon. And they're going to be checking some stuff. No, thank you. You guys are very kind. Thank you, Justice. So, I hope they recover something with, some actual evidence. No, you're right, Happy. The feds will not ignore the drugs either. And I think that's the reason that, they're checking out they're making sure more people are compliant in the RSOs. I think that is important too. I think that maybe why they're also checking that. Sorry, I'm waiting for I see you to send me something. All right. I want to show you guys a very sad story. Again, trigger warning. It is. Give me 2 seconds. This is another story out of Kentucky, and it's just pitiful. I'm trying to find a specific article about this. I was sent earlier. Okay, here we go. I think I found it. I see you. Yes. Guys, this breaks my heart. This next one. The father and the mother was split up, and the mother gets a text message from the little girl, the 12-year-old girl's father, and she says, "Do you want to say a final goodbye to your daughter?" Trigger warning. Trigger warning. And the father kills his daughter and then shoots himself, but he lived, unfortunately. Should have been the other way around. But that's not all. I'm going to play you something. It'll break your heart. "12-year-old found dead and father hospitalized, self-inflicted gunshot wound. Mother speaks out. This is the mother. And just wait till you hear what she says.
Good evening, everyone. It is a mother's worst nightmare. More questions than answers tonight after the body of 12-year-old Stacia Collins was discovered and her father is in the hospital with gunshot wounds. News Channel 3's Marley Pinchuk had a chance to talk with her mom, who says her little girl was just about to start her last year of elementary school.
For Summer Mullins, being able to give the gift of life has been a blessing.
I had 2 kids that passed away years ago with a rare metabolic disorder, so she was my only healthy daughter.
Holding on to a special bond.
You heard that right. You absolutely heard that right. This poor mother lost 2 children several years ago because of a rare metabolic disorder. And then, several later, she has this 3rd child, 12 years old. And the father kills this. You can tell she's broken. My heart breaks for this woman. Breaks.
With her baby girl, Stacia Collins, a 12-year-old with a...
How do you hurt something so precious like that? How?
Love for music and all things
scary movies. She loved Michael Myers, Scream, even though, you know, it's not that scary, but she loves Scream.
The two sharing a love of horror through a screen. Never imagining having to be faced with a scene in real life.
Do you want to talk to your daughter one last time? I said, what you mean one last time?
A message from Stacia's father, Mullins, says came unexpectedly Wednesday morning. However, after exchanging a few messages back and forth, trying to figure out exactly what's going on.
Dead silence after that, 7:20.
Mullins says it was then when she tried reaching out to both the father and her daughter numerous times by calling and texting. However, silence remained on the other end of the line.
And it's unlike her to not have her cell phone on her. She always packs her cell phone, loves her cell phone.
According to the Johnson County Sheriff's Office, deputies responded to a report of an assault in the Van Leer community Thursday. When they arrived, deputies say they discovered Stacy Collins, who is the father of Stacia, suffering from what appeared to be a self-inflicted gunshot wound. But Stacia was nowhere to be found.
I called the school first thing. I was like, is Stacia there, you know, right now? They said, no, she hasn't been here all day. And I was like, well, was she there yesterday? So they looked into the attendance. She hadn't been there the first 2 days of school.
According to the sheriff's office, Stacia's body was eventually found.
I keep imagining what was going through her mind. Scared. Probably like in her own real life scary movie. We lost a very precious person. She was a gem. Taken way too soon.
Marley Pinchuk, WSAZ News Channel 3, Johnson County.
The sheriff's office said that the circumstances surrounding her daughter's death are still under investigation tonight.
That's a local story. I mean, it's in another state, but it's local, you know, fairly local. It's just heartbreaking. It's just freaking heartbreaking, and it's not fair. And it's the mother, it just breaks my heart. It's also in People magazine as well. Hold on, let me see. The Johnson County Sheriff's Office initially concentrated their search in the area that Mr. Collins was found, but the search for Stacia didn't take that long. She was discovered by private citizens who happened to be in the area. Stacia had been shot to death. Johnson County Coroner J.R. Frisbee told the Lexington. Stacia's death is under investigation as her father receives medical treatment in hospital. Stacy Collins has not been charged with a crime in connection with the death of his daughter. He will most certainly. And I may go to his court too. Hope he fucking rots. So, it's just crazy. It's absolutely insanity. And there's such twisted people out there. If they don't give a damn about their children or their loved ones, you know that they don't give a damn about anybody else. For decent, just basic humanity. I love people. You know what I mean? Like, I really genuinely love people. So I can't imagine doing anything to a stranger, let alone, no, they had been split up for quite a long time. So yes, guys, for you guys, if you guys will hit the thumbs up button, I would greatly appreciate it. Please hit that thumbs up button. It's a way to get these stories out, and it's a free way to help the channel. Jamie, I don't know what is going on with the world. It's really sad. So we did cover that they are for Kiely Rodni case, they are checking into the registered SEX, you know what? And oops, sorry. And let's just hope that something, hold on one second. Oh. Love you. Sorry, guys. One second. I am so sorry, guys. That's my children. So if he lives, his cellmates will give what he deserves. I hope they don't protect him in prison. I can say that. Justin, Google, Hannah Clark, Brisbane mother and children 6, 4, and 3 set alight by her husband and children said. I don't know. I mean, they're turning away from their kids and stuff. I just don't get it. I don't. And you know, this mother, she lost several years ago. She lost 2 of her kids due to a hereditary condition. It's like these kids don't even get to start living. So, hey, Nicole, I'm good. Thank you, hun. So, yeah, let's hope that we find some answers for Kiely. And let's hope the woman from Kentucky, the first story, that she rots in prison for the next 40 years and has to serve every single day possible, and then some, as far as I'm concerned. You have no mercy for a newborn baby. There should be no mercy for you. Period. Thank you, La Luna. Appreciate it. So, yeah, but with that being said, guys, I do have to jump off of here. I will be live tonight with my second channel. It's called Clutch Them Pearls, and that is me a little bit things not true crime and things true crime too, but it's mainly when I don't want to talk about true crime and I just want to let my hair down a little bit. And I'm changing my locations of my studio, so I'll be working on that this evening and all that. So I appreciate you more than you know. Thank you all. God bless each and every single one of you and your families tremendously. And we hope that they find Kiely very, very soon. Justin Unhinged. That's funny. Yeah. As much as unhinged as I can get, at least. How about that? So, guys, please don't forget to hit the thumbs up button on your way out if you haven't already. Just a free way to help and get these stories out. And it's a free way to help the channel. God bless each and every one of you. I'll see you later on the second channel. Good night.